guys, what's going on?
Guys? What's up? We're
What's
back
up?
again.
Hendry and Slam here, talking to you about Street
Lemon
Fighter
Skin,
2.
the World Warrior.
Heck yeah.
Man,
Hendry, give us the
this
history and background of this game.
God, this is a good one. I love Street Fighter 2. It's definitely probably with the exception of Mortal Kombat, like the best uh fighting game of all time. And I'm
M.
not
Bison.
talking about like the side scroller beat 'em ups like Double Dragon and the unfortunate Avengers game that we played. Oh god. But this is just a standard fighting game, tournament style fighter, and it's fun. It really is. The gameplay is very fluid. The characters are very creative and fun to mess around with. Try different ones.
M. Bison.
You have M Bison.
Yes.
Yes, yes, and which is from the Street Fighter 2 anime. You can look that up if you'd like to learn why he says yes, which is Nyessss.
There's a
I had
street.
to spell it.
This game was so popular that it spawned an anime. It
And a
spawned a
movie.
live-action movie that kind of sucks.
And
Jean
it spawned a pinball machine too.
Pinball Machine as well. Jean-Claude Van Damme was in that movie.
Yep.
M. Bison was in that movie too.
That's what's important.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Anyway,
So,
what more?
what did you think of it?
What did I think of it? I liked M. Bison. He was
Like
hilarious.
coming from someone who owns a Mortal Kombat, what do you think of its greatest competitor in the arcade realm, which is Street Fighter 2?
Honestly, and you're probably gonna hate me for this, but it reminded me a lot about Mortal Kombat, like
No,
almost to a T.
no, they're very similar. No, I completely agree. Actually,
Yeah, all right. Well, it reminded me of that, just with different.
it's the same type of game, really.
Yeah, it's the same game, but with different characters, I guess, and
Move,
that's it, I
different
guess.
characters, and the different animation style. Where Mortal Kombat actually had live actors, which were digitized, but
Yeah, this one,
Street Fighter 2 is just actual 16-bit graphics.
yeah, Street Fighter 2. I don't remember. Was there blood? Was there blood in that one? I
Yeah.
think there was blood.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're definitely blood.
All right. Well,
Yes.
I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
not as Mortal Kombat, but yeah, there's blood.
yeah, I was gonna say because Mortal Kombat was like known for like having a lot of blood. This one, not so much. I don't think.
Yes.
And yeah, that's
It was bad, but it did have blood regardless.
yeah, and I thought it was fun. Just reminded me of Mortal Kombat. That's pretty much it. I really don't know what else there is to really say about it. What makes
There,
is like different graphics for this, and that's why there's Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 1, I guess. What's the difference
Street
between?
Fighter. All right, here's why Street Fighter 2 is so hyped up compared to Street Fighter, which at the Galloping Ghost arcade, you can actually play Street Fighter 1, but I didn't do it. And I don't think I missed out on too much. But Street Fighter came out in 1987. It was the same kind of game, but it controlled very poorly from what I've gathered. It's not bad. It's just not anything close to the Street Fighter 2, you know.
Yeah,
The Street Fighter 2 when it came out, it took what was good about the first one and it perfected it. And it spawned so many different versions of the same game. It's ridiculous. I'm I'll name some of them, but I'm sure there's some I'm gonna miss out on. But other than the regular one, or the original, the World Warrior, then there's Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, then there's Street Fighter 2 Gold, and then Turbo and Special Championship versions of the Gold ones, I think. So there's just a bunch of them, and it's more or less the same game, and it just has some added characters and maybe some new moves and
Oh, that's why. All right.
new locations, but it's all the same game, really. Same arcade hardware.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
So,
Sounds
there you
ridiculous. Yeah. I
Donkey
mean, honestly, like, except for Mortal Kombat, this isn't really like my type of game, I guess. Mainly because I guess there's not a good story, I don't think. And
you got to have that story for Slam to play it,
yeah,
and
you gotta have a compelling story. Okay, come on now. Good graphics
I mean,
and all that, and easy
it does have
playthrough.
good graphics.
Yeah, it does have good graphics. 2 out of
It
3.
does have a very steep learning curve. If you want to really get good at it, you got to practice it. It's like
Yeah, 2 out
trying
of
to
4.
hit a golf ball straight at the range. Slam and I can both speak from experience that golf is definitely harder than it looks.
Yeah. So 4 things: A, good story. B, good characters. Excuse me. C, good graphics, and D. Dang, what was D? It was
D for dang. How
yeah,
about that?
dang, I guess. 2 out of 4 ain't bad, I guess. So yeah, I give it a I give it a B minus probably.
I was
Or
hoping
a
you'd say
B.
B, but all right, that's
Yeah,
better.
I was B minus B. I would probably say B, mainly because this reminds me a lot about I mean, it's a good game. It's got good graphics. It's kind of funny. It's got the
It-
you got the fighting
Some of
down. You got the M Bison. Okay, that's I forgot about M Bison there for a second. My bad. M Bison's in it. Why am I blanking about M Bison? Anyway, M Bison's in there.
Yeah.
M Bison's the reason why this game is so high, I guess, just because of M Bison. But anyway,
Probably, I doubt that. I think that's just a meme. But yeah,
and it's
we
one of
do
the
love
reasons.
Bison just from yes.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, M Bison's in there. It's got good graphics. It's pretty much Mortal Kombat. I mean, I can play it at home and probably not miss out on a ton. But if you are
yeah,
an arcade collector and you want
that's
a
I
piece of arcade memorabilia, buy Street Fighter 2. That's all I have to say.
you can find Street Fighter 2 very cheaply, unlike something like I don't know, Dragon's Lair
Slayer.
2 Time. Uh, Street Fighter 2 can be found for easily under $400, and the majority of them are just in generic looking what they call dynamo cabinets, where they had this company making this like standardized arcade cabinet, and the game companies would put their games in these cabinets, and then they would sell them in the dynamo cabinet. And I guess if you want a dedicated Street Fighter 2, you got to get it in a dynamo cabinet, to the best of my knowledge. I've looked into it some, but I've never quite fully understood what the deal is with that. And people that collect games more into the 90s, because I focus more on the 80s stuff, especially like the early 80s, late 70s, but Street Fighter 2, you can definitely get it for less money than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is a lot pricier,
All right,
and
then.
maybe for a reason.
What would you give this game?
Well, let's see. I don't normally play fighting games that much, mainly because I just haven't had time to dive into the genre yet. but I've played the game on the Sega Genesis a couple times. I've got a copy of it, and it is a lot of fun to play. I actually have this very fond memory of when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, or before 7th or 8th grade in the summer, and I stayed up until the sun came up. I remember this, and I just sat there and tried to play Street Fighter II Special Championship Edition on the Genesis for hours, and it was a lot of fun. It's got a lot of good humor in it, and a lot of the character moves that they're very laughable at the way that they like. There's one character, I forget who it is, but he like grabs the opponent, and he like it almost looks like he starts humping him or something, or eating him. It's pretty entertaining to watch. So
You know,
now, as far as it compares against Mortal Kombat, I think, and maybe it's because I like Midway and Williams and Valley, and it's an American company, and I'm being very patriotic today, but Mortal Kombat just seems like it's a little more fun. I don't know why that is. It's not like drastically better, but it's a little better. I think it's because of the advanced graphics and I like that arcade cabinet style better, and it seems to control a little better. But then again, now that I think about it, Street Fighter 2 controls about the same. I like the whole theme of Mortal Kombat a little better though. It's just funny. And you got stuff like fatality, stuff like that makes it awesome.
True that.
So
Yeah.
I will give Street Fighter 2. For me personally, I'd give it an A minus.
Yeah,
And
alright then.
that's
I thought you would go a little bit lower, but all right, that's pretty good.
I don't. This game is a classic. It's like one of the most innovative and crucial, critical games in the history of arcade stuff. As a matter of fact, if you're looking to play Street Fighter 2 in an arcade form in your home, the new Arcade 1-Up games that they sell at Walmart, where it's like a very, very cheap looking arcade cabinet for the home. They have a Street Fighter 2 one, and it'd probably be a good way to experience the game. Now, me personally,
Progress.
I would buy the real thing because that's how I roll, but it's probably going to be the same price or cheaper.
Progress. We're making progress.
Progress.
Yeah, all your collector buddies and all that. They're making progress. We finally got into Walmart.
Oh, no, none of us buy that stuff.
Well, yeah, but
Those are the people that don't get into the actual collecting and just want it for their family game room in their nicely finished basement to go next to their multi-$1,000 billiard table.
y'all. Whoa, what a roast! What a roast! All right, guys, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think of Street Fighter 2. Like, is it good? Is it a classic? Is it
Yeah,
meh?
It
Is it
is.
pretty much Mortal Kombat in a different skin? Comment, let us know, subscribe, ring that bell, more content coming your way, and
we'll
try.
see you
Take us out.
adventure. I'm Skits. This is Slam. We'll see you on the next video.
Adios.